I must be out of my head to trust everything that you said. All that fairy tale shit is dead. Turn the other way while we in the bed. I must be out of my head to curb out these fine men. But when you're looking at my friends, what a piece of cake to get revenge. Cause your was all in my DM last night. Every other day your phone be popping in the middle of the night. These be doing whatever they like. Yo said, believe me, yo said it can get me right. I was real enough to help you get your fridge packed. I was real enough to help you make the rent back. But you steady out here wildin' at these kickbacks. If I find a trick, I'm snatching weave with black. So this is why you out here up so late? No, I'm thinking you out here doing Postmates. You said you needed extra money, take me on a date. Swear you the biggest liar, acting like a saint. You got the gift of gab, you make me laugh, the D was great. It's like you popped up out my dreams, man, that shit fake. Bro, on my soul, you gotta know I'm so straight. You better get your shit together before I call. Cause your dude was all in my DM last night. Every other day your phone be popping in the middle of the night. These be doing whatever they like. Yo said, believe me, yo said it can get me right. Your dude was all in my DM last night. Every other day your phone be popping in the middle of the night. These be doing whatever they like. Yo said, believe me, yo said it can get me. Cause your dude was all in my DM last night.
Jazmyn Alexis with Get Me right here on CincyUnderground.com. You are tuned into the Monday Madness, and this is actually a special one for me because I have been waiting for this moment for like 3 weeks now. But today on the Monday Madness, I have the wonderful, beautiful singer, Jazmyn Alexis. Jazmyn,
Hey, boo.
how are you?
I'm good. Oh, that was a great intro.
Look, I tried to make people feel special, like, you know, because y'all are, like, you out here doing it.
Thank
You out here doing it. So let me give y'all a quick rundown how I ran into Jazmyn Alexis, because I'm not really hip to a lot of local artists in the city. So I went to Miss Ebony J's 10-year anniversary party at Privilege here in Cincinnati. And Ebony J introduced her, but she introduced her wrong at first. And I was like, all right, like, so what's going on? Then she ended up giving her correct name. And I was like, okay. But Jazmyn, you were singing Insanity. I think. You were performing Insanity. And when I tell y'all the notes, just everything about this entire performance had me like, oh, she can sing. She can sing. Like, and that's when I was like, okay, you know what? I have to follow her on everything. And I literally followed you that night, like, on everything.
It's funny because I seen you and I knew that you was like somebody. I was like, okay, because the hair. Yes.
Right.
But then when you followed me, and then it just connected.
Right,
So
and I was just like, I gotta follow her and everything. And then I think at the time you were, and we're gonna get into it, the CHEESECAKE II.
Yes.
You were releasing that, and that's when I was like, okay, I'm actually gonna listen to this and see what
you.
she's all about. And then next thing you know, boom, I'm here with her, y'all.
I'm here with
interviewing
you.
her
I'm here with you.
right now. So we gonna go ahead. I want y'all to get to know Jazmyn Alexis, because I know they know you as a singer, but they don't know you. You know what I'm saying? They don't know you.
We gotta get into.
They know your voice, but they don't know you. So first things first. How did you get into singing? Not just being an artist, but just singing. How long have you been singing?
Oh, my first solo was at 3. So I went to church, it's called Brown Chapel. I went there, and my first solo, I shared it with the preacher's the preacher's daughter.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
the preacher's daughter. And so, like, I had the first part, and then she had the second part. And what really got me into singing was I was so excited about that. And then when I sang my solo, she snatched the mic from me. Oh. And then I just started crying. I was like boo-hooing on the stage while she was singing her. I was crying. My mama had to come get me. And I feel like that situation, my mom was like, no, she really liked this. She loves this. Like, this is what she want to do at a very, 3 years old. Like, I was doing it at 3. And so from there, I went to performing arts.
nice.
I started at Shield, and it was like 3rd grade, and then from there, I just been going to like art schools like for up until now.
So you had like vocal lessons throughout the way?
I didn't do vocal lessons, but I was in the choirs, like chorale and like the different a cappella groups and stuff like that. But I was blessed enough and fortunate enough to not have to take vocal lessons. So I think that's just because like
too good for that right now.
Oh, I ain't gonna say that, but yeah.
So you went to the performing arts here in Cincinnati.
Yes.
And graduated from there, and then what was next? What made you just be like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna stick with this?
Okay, well, I went to school for music business.
Okay.
So, like, I really wanted to learn, like, the ins and outs of the business side. I have a lot more to learn, for real, because I came up in there thinking I was about to, like, lay it out.
Right.
Yeah, I went to Columbia College in Chicago. I really thought, like, I can't, like, because I feel like coming from a school where I was known and I just knew how to do everything, right? I was like, yes. But I really got a rude awakening. Like, the girls, there was this girl, I was her roommate, and she was amazing. Like, it made me feel like, oh, I gotta get there. I gotta get there. So it was a huge learning experience, but it definitely shaped me into the artist I am right now, because I feel like if I stayed here, I probably would have just like stayed at that peak that I was at, and I wouldn't have learned, gotten broke down a little bit and like fixed it up and structured it to how I am now. So.
And I feel like maybe a lot of artists don't realize the business part that goes behind it.
Yeah, they don't. They just think, oh, you got a song, release it. And a lot of my parents and my family, they think that too. But it's a lot more that goes into that. It's so much more to really have like a strong like content.
Yeah,
like, right, you know, it's just,
and to get people to follow you.
Yes, and to believe, believe in your music. Believe in like your brand.
So why? Because what do you consider yourself? An R&B artist, or do you have a category yet that you're kind of?
Well, I love R&B.
Because like Beyonce, she does singing, but now she's going into kind of like this a little bit of rapping, like.
So she's just an all around artist,
right? So right now you're more so R&B. I
don't want to I'll say that. Okay, that's fine for right now. We'll do it as R&B.
So what inspires? Okay, so your first one, Cheesecake. Just Cheesecake.
Yes.
What inspired Cheesecake? I always wanted to get you in here because I'm just like, why cheesecake? I like cheesecake.
Yes, I'm glad you do. I'm glad.
Why cheesecake?
Okay, so
what's the story behind cheesecake?
I was in this relationship. It was very short-lived. Maybe like a year, whatever. That was and I feel like I was just doing everything and like trying to make it work like so much, and he was going back and forth from Chicago to LA, Chicago to California, Chicago, California, and I was just like, you can't keep going back and forth,
right? Like,
you like messing me up, like this is like messing up my vibe. It really it was, and like I feel like he was coming, I was helping him with different like money, like money, food, like I was just helping him.
Things us girls do.
Yeah, it's like like when you really care about somebody, and I feel like after a while I was just like, I can't keep doing this, like, and then it's just weird how I just think it's weird how like he was so able to just get up and leave like that. And so I'm like, you know what? Now to today, I kind of knew it wasn't real. Like, like, and I'm glad I went through it, because I probably wouldn't have had Cheesecake. So I'm glad I went through that. But I feel like it initially was going to be called On the Rocks. And I had this picture, like, actually it's on my Instagram. It's a picture of me, like, with this future. It says future, and I'm on these rocks, so, like, the champagne.
Okay.
But then when that happened, it was like a weird breakup. And I was like, you know what? Fine, I'm gonna call this Cheesecake, because there was a time where like we would get desserts and I'd be like, oh, I want some cheesecake. He'd be like, that's nasty. Like, that's nasty. He would get like chocolate or carrot cake. Right. Carrot cake, like, come on.
Ew.
Now. Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I'm gonna call it Cheesecake. Since you don't like it so much, I'm gonna love it. You know what I mean? Like, and it just kind of like, it was about the situations within that relationship. So
I really like that idea.
Thank you.
I was
being a little petty. It was a little petty.
But it's so smart, because like cheesecake is so innocent, and you wouldn't think something so small like that would mean that much.
Yeah, I should have known.
That's
from
why
that.
I was just like, okay, why cheesecake? Like, I'm literally was sitting back trying to think of everything. Like, okay, maybe she just like had this moment where she was at Cheesecake Factory or something, and this just sparked it all for her. But okay, so I really enjoyed. Like I said, I came in on Cheesecake 2. Mm-hmm. I didn't come in on the first one. Yeah. So you're saying the first one was more so about your relationship and everything you were going through.
Yes.
With that. What inspired Cheesecake 2? And then the sliced. I know you have that part on there as well.
Yeah.
What's behind Cheesecake 2?
Okay, so Cheesecake 2, I feel like it's about relationships. It's about relationships, but it's not the same. It's not the same as like me wanting to like make more effort. I feel like the first one was about like me like making this effort and he just not caring. Right. It's like whatever. There's some songs on Cheesecake 2 that are similar to that. But sliced is where it comes in. I feel like, you know how like a cheesecake is like sliced into even parts. And in this point in my life, I'm trying to figure out how to balance everything together. So it's like my mood with my relationships. Then it's like 25/8, like me trying to stay on my grind. Right. And it's like, you know, insanity. I'm just like going crazy because I'm trying to. So it was just like a whole sliced.
Right, a whole cake.
Yeah, a whole cake. So it's sliced, and I'm trying to
pieces.
figure it out. Yeah, I'm trying to like balance it all together. That's why.
And I really think Cheesecake 2 is super relatable for a lot of women.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Just for the simple fact, like you said, you're going through insanity, and that song, I really like that song too. Like, I know I told you earlier, I really like Get Me Right, but I really like Insanity as well, just because I think a lot of women go through that when dealing with, you know, their significant other or spouse, whatever they're going through. So for you to write that song but also have the other ones in there, you definitely reached each point of a woman's like timeline of events that she go through in her life as well. So right now with Insanity, Get Me Right, I know DJ Jado asked you earlier.
I know.
Which one are you trying to push? You have a video to Insanity.
Yes.
So
there's other stuff coming, so I think that's why maybe I'm like.
So you know, like, obviously all of them are like your favorite.
Yeah.
You wrote them. You recorded all of them
so that they're all singles. Right. I don't want to know. Like I don't. There might be a couple that are a little better than the others, but I feel like I wrote them in intent for me to get my point across, and for all of them to be like, no, this song. Like I want people to be battling. Like no, I like this.
So
song.
what two songs have you gotten the most love on? Do you think, or what three? Let's do top three.
Okay, definitely Insanity from the first one. I mean for the
second one. Yep.
Definitely Insanity, Totally 88, and Get Me Right.
I can see that. I always see you posting that on your Instagram. The three.
Love My Flowers. That's my baby too. I can't choose.
Well, Jado said Love My Flowers is for the men. He said that's for the men. So all you men out there that want to listen to Jazmyn Alexis, go to Love My Flowers on Cheesecake too. So, do you have anybody in the city that you wish to collab with? Whether it's a rapper, a singer, any artist in the city.
There's some in the works. I'm not sure. Right now I'm really focusing on this. It's a surprise that I'm working on.
That's unreleased information. Yeah.
It's a surprise that I'm working on. So I'm really not like thinking about that right now. But it'd be great. Like, I went to school with Aaron and Tyshawn.
Okay. Yeah.
And right now Tyshawn was actually in the Insanity video.
I seen that.
He was in the Insanity video. And he was like, "Oh, I would just love to make a remix and we could do that." I'm like, "Look, if you trying to, you know what I'm saying?" But you know,
and he's doing his thing too right now.
Yes, he is. We actually have a show coming up on the 19th. That's gonna be a Top Cats. Yeah,
I really think Insanity remix.
Wouldn't that be go? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
that would be
definitely,
so dope.
definitely.
That's definitely in the works right now. Us talking about that and figuring out that. I don't know.
What has been so far the hardest part of being a local artist and trying to come up and, you know, get bigger, obviously, with your music
like my
what you're doing.
personal journey.
Yes.
Okay.
What's been the hardest?
For me, I feel like the hardest thing for me is, I went away for about 5 years. And then, like, when I was here, I felt like I kind of had, like, a spot because it was just, like, born and raised here. So, like, I just naturally was who I was. And then I went away, and then I come back, and then it's, like, completely different scene. It's a whole different scene. I mean, yeah, I know some of the people. Yeah, I know them. Okay. But I'm, like, getting like submerged into something completely different. And so like I had to like kind of win people back over, or like you know what I mean, or like find find new people that could relate to me. So
when you say away, you're speaking of Chicago, correct?
Yes, when I moved away to Chicago.
So do you feel like, because I know you were saying earlier how you felt like Chicago's kind of they support their own, which ain't nothing wrong with that. They should, you know what I'm saying? But Is that kind of a battle in itself as well? You traveling between these two different cities, and I know obviously you're gonna try to take over both wherever you can.
For sure, that's definitely.
Now, their singers there, do they have like a different sound than you do?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, like when a Detroit song plays, that's coming from Detroit. Like,
oh, like a do
they
Chicago
have their
sound.
own? Yeah. Do the singers have their own type of way of?
I think that each of them have their own.
Okay.
Like, it could be a genre of R&B, but then you can tell, like, by the way they sing. There's not like, everybody singing a certain type of way.
Right.
Yeah. So. And
then, even in Cincinnati, what have you noticed with our singers here that... So to get that question out, what do you notice about our singers here that sets you apart from them? Not to say that what you're doing is better or worse, but what do you feel sets you apart from the singers that we already have here? Because I personally, if I had to say something, I would think it would be your range.
Okay.
The notes that you hit, I don't really hear, and I'm not speaking on, because I obviously don't listen to a lot of local singers, but the ones that I do know, your range, the notes that you hit are way better. I guess that's more so the thing that I know you for. Like, I know if I'm listening to your song, I'm gonna hear a nice range.
Well, that's so
you know what I'm saying?
Girl, thank you.
So that's one of the things I would have to say would set you apart. And then obviously, as well as your look, you're not really... You're you. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to fall into the standard of the industry singer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I try to just be comfortable and cute.
Right. And like, you were, because even when I see you at Privilege, I'm like, okay, I don't know how she about to sound, because you didn't have on heels or anything.
Yes, my feet be hurting. I used to be a bottle girl, and I used to like work at a club and like. Work, and I was just tired. I was tired. My feet was hurting. Look, and so now if I get the chance to wear some kicks, I'm going to wear them. Like,
so Jazmyn, we are gonna come right back. Stay locked, y'all, on the Monday Madness. We're gonna answer all your questions that you were asking Jazmyn on Instagram. All right, so keep it locked. Monday Madness, we're here.
Wanna be parents with you. Cross any bridge we want together, babe. Do all pulling me closer, closer all the time. When you're next to me, I wanna collide, I wanna collide, collide. These days I'm dazed. You got me wrapped around your finger, feeling some type of way. Try to clear my head, but you linger. I just still surrender to you. Doing this all for you. You gotta know that, baby. I gotta know you're ready to color. Cross any bridge we want together, babe. Do all the great things better, babe. Make love like crazy. It's insanity. Still you're my sanity. And it's like gravity. Pulling me closer, closer all the time. When you're next to me, I wanna collide, I wanna collide, collide, collide.
Jazmyn Alexis, y'all. She released her Cheesecake 2 Sliced, and we talked a little bit about what was behind Cheesecake 2, but we really just want y'all to get to know her. So, Jazmyn and me put on Instagram all this week, ask her anything you want to know.
Yes.
Anything,
That
and
was
she
y'all's
has to
time.
answer it. This was the time. I feel like some of y'all didn't take advantage of it,
Y'all
and that's
didn't.
okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. There will be a next time. Maybe.
Maybe.
Right. There'll be a next time, maybe. But Jazmyn, we gonna go ahead and get into these questions. I'm kind of excited to read them because I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna read them until the day of because I don't know what type of craziness.
Yeah,
is gonna be
some
put on
of
there.
them.
So, first question is
Crazy.
from Jordan_D_Bester.
Oh my God, JJ. He get on my nerves.
First question: when did you learn how not to sing a quarter tone flat?
When he learned how to play on key.
That sounded like that might have been like
yes,
shade.
he was trying to be
He
funny.
was trying to shade
He
you.
get on my nerves.
And Jordan, we ain't taking no shade over
No
here.
shade.
All right, so
He's so goofy.
perfect_storm. Who is your inspiration and what keeps you motivated to sing? That's a good one.
Yeah, that is. I'm gonna have to say my mama.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to say my mama. She is so strong and so like, she really. It's not necessarily that she makes me want to sing,
Right.
but it's like she helps me to know like, okay, I can't stop at this. Like I gotta keep going. Like this is what I'm
Right.
supposed to be doing, and this is how I'm gonna
Because
help
you want
us.
to put mama in a house.
Exactly. This is how I'm gonna help all of us get out
Right.
of this generational curse thing that's going on. You know what I mean? So definitely her.
And
That's
then,
definitely my mama.
Are you saying that's your inspiration and motivation to sing?
Yes.
Okay. We love John. Oh, we got that.
Hey,
Who
we love
inspired? Who inspires you most? We going with mom.
Yes, mama.
Mom, her mom. AF Production. How long have you been doing music? So I guess as an artist.
As an artist.
How
Okay,
long?
so I dropped my first. Jazmyn Alexis started in like July of 2017. So it's been like a year and a half. A lot has come out of that, but I'm just.
So how did that start? Were you just one day you just woke up like, you know what? I'm gonna be an artist. I'm gonna take this serious. Or did you call somebody?
Okay, well, so
What'd you
first,
do?
first I was in this band. It was called Chameleon, and I feel like we was trying to do this EP. It was like a 4-song EP, and it just never would come together. And I felt like it was because there was too many people trying to be the star. Never mind.
Right. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians.
Yes, gotcha. Yes. And it never came together because we was always butting heads about everything. So I was like, actually, they kicked me out of the group, and it was over the phone. I don't know. That was pretty bogus. So I'm over that. It's cool. And so I was like, you know what? I'm never about to like let somebody else have their my fate in their hands. Never, ever. So like, I was like, I'm gonna make my own stuff, and I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna do double the amount of songs that this is. And I didn't do it for them. I did it for me because I was like, I need music out. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I need to do this. So, I made that after that situation happened. My phone just died. After that situation, it took maybe about like, I'd say about a year for me to like be like, okay, a year for me to put it out. So I took all that time and created those 7 songs, and then that's when it came out.
So how did you feel walking into the studio for the first time to record? Because I know that could be a big thing sometimes. You know, you walk in there like, wow, like I'm really about to be able to do this. Actually,
Cheesecake 1 was done in a dorm room.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Try all those song efforts. Cheesecake. All those songs were done in a dorm room by this guy. His name is Ayuko. He's so cold. He from freaking.
Because I never would have thought
Lagos. That. Yeah, exactly. And he was so cold, like so surgical with it, and we worked so well together. I appreciate him so much for that because I feel like that started what is now this.
Right.
You know. So it was in a dorm room.
So how did it feel being able to? Because your first one. Did you put that one on
everything
on Apple Music, all the streaming platforms? So how did it feel to be able to like go home, plug your song into a speaker, and just really be like, wow, like I can hear myself clear. It's not you just singing in the shower or whatever. Like, this is legit. How did that feel?
Amazing. For real, like when I got out of the dorm room, I was plugged it in the whole ride home. I was like on repeat. I was just listening to it. Like, that's really what it was. Like, when I first started recording, it was like my music nonstop. I don't care. I'm playing my music. I'm playing it. That's what it is.
See, I would do that too.
Yeah, because it's like it's my songs.
Especially if I sounded good, I would definitely do that. Okay, so I want to say it's Yella __ 2 underscores. Any advice for singers or songwriters?
Stay in your lane. Yeah, if you feel like somebody else is like popping and you trying to like steal a little bit, don't do that. That's because it's gonna show. It's gonna show, and it's just it's not genuine. And people want to hear like a genuine artist. They want to hear that. They want to hear what are you bringing to this game, like that nobody else is bringing. That's gonna keep people, that's gonna keep people supporting you and like wanting to hear about your journey as an artist. Right. So stay in your lane and just continue to like strive to only be better than yourself. That's really what that comes down to. Because once you start biting and
worrying about other people,
biting and pinching from other people, that's when you mess up. That's when you mess up. And then it's like, who are you after that? You know
I was going to say, then you're not really staying true to yourself.
Exactly.
You kind of become a little bit everybody else. So how hard is it to sit down and write out a song? I mean, obviously, I know you go through situations, you're like, okay, that's going to inspire me, but how hard is it to just sit there and write that out? Because a lot of people may look at it like, look, 3 minutes ain't that long. But when you got to actually sit down and put it on paper, how hard is that to do?
The thing is, I feel like it depends. For me, I want to say something in my songs. Like, I want there to be a message or like something I'm trying to express to people. So it is very, very hard to get that out in 3 minutes. You know what I mean? And then get it out to the point where it's catchy, to the point where people like that sound, to the point where it all sounds good together. So it's a lot of work. It just kind of depends. When you hear a beat, you're like, oh, this is dope, and something could just come to you, or like a melody will just come to you. So I think it just depends. Each situation is different. Each situation is different depending on the beat, the person that you're working with, or your mind stayed at that point.
Right.
Because lately I've been like writer's block. I'm like, oh my gosh, like
what am I gonna talk about next?
Yeah, a lot's been happening in my life, and I feel like that is like giving me a little writer's block. It's okay, I'll be back in about a day or two. It's okay, but
it's Catalyst. Favorite thing to do during your free time, not writing songs.
Come on now.
So what's a hobby you got that you like to do?
Recently, I've been watching Greenleaf, y'all.
Oh, it's so good.
I've been watching Greenleaf.
It's so good.
It's so good. I love Green. It's so crazy. Actually, the school is like Lachey Arts. That the head lady, she is a part of Lachey Arts, and like I was like, oh my, so she be like here doing stuff with
what?
The school. I'm like, what? It's a small world. It's so crazy, but yeah, that's right
so
now.
You
I'm on that little
Netflix and
Hulu.
chill.
Yeah, I be on
we
that.
be chilling and watching Netflix. I'm with you on Greenleaf.
Yes,
I like Greenleaf so
Greenleaf
much.
is so good.
So it's Catalyst asked another question: top 5 R&B albums of all time. That's probably hard.
Yes.
That's probably hard because there's some good R&B out there.
I definitely would have to put Crazy in Love or Dangerously in Love. Sorry, my bad. That one, I have to do that one. That's very important. I'd say
that's a hard one. They put you on the spot.
Yeah, like, and I'm
because
like,
there's a lot of R&B out there.
I don't know if it's. I don't want to say album. I don't want to put it as like a whole album.
Right, because I'd
go by like songs.
Right. So let's do that. Let's do top 5 R&B songs. Top 5 R&B songs.
Speechless. I think that's like my top song. I just love that song. I love singing. God.
Beyonce, Kalani,
Jhené Aiko, The Worst.
Yes.
The Worst. That song.
Oh,
that
song used to have me in my car.
That got me through. That got me through. That song definitely got me through. Nivea.
Oh, you took it back.
Nivea.
You took it back.
That's my baby. I love her. Like Laundromat, and then
yes.
You don't even know how it feels.
Y'all heard the vocals. I'm sorry.
Nivea. That was her self-titled. Yeah.
I think she's trying to make a comeback. Maybe.
Okay. I saw something about that.
Yeah, I think she's trying to make a comeback.
We'll see how.
So we got 3.
Yes.
We got 3. You got 2 more R&B songs.
I'm sweating over there.
2 more R&B songs. What about a male R&B artist? You got any favorite male R&B artists or songs?
I'd have to take it way back to like
90s R&B.
Okay. Pretty Brown Eyes. That's my song, Mint Condition. Yes. Okay. Was that Mint Condition?
Yeah, but see,
look, I don't even know. I just know the song.
I like the song, though.
That song.
J-Lo. Who's that song by?
Who's that song by?
Mint Condition.
Pretty Brown Eyes. You know, I see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. We're coming back. We're going to come back to that one. We're going to come back to that one. So one more. Do one more R&B song. Let's do a song where you're in your car and you know for a fact you're going to go to that song and jam in your car to that one song every time you get in the car. Because, you know, every time I get in the car, I have my one song where I'm like, okay, I have to blast this because I love this song that much.
I don't have none of those. I listen to all of them. I'll be like,
her top is her own music, y'all.
Okay, yes, all right.
Her top is her own music.
Thanks for summing that up.
If we had to choose, her top would be her own music. So Skip_B_301 said, how does it feel to know you inspire thousands, yet on a journey that will inspire millions?
Oh my God.
That was deep.
That was so deep.
That's a deep question. So how does it feel to know that you're inspiring thousands?
Skip Morin, he is from like Las Vegas, and he works with like the money team. He's an amazing person. I appreciate that question. So if you listening, thank you. Thank you for that. For real, I I just see me as like me. I don't.
Right.
I'm just like going through the motions. Like, not going through. I'm not gonna say going through the motions, but I'm like going through this journey, like figuring it out. Mm-hmm. So to know that, or to like think about that, it's kind of like invigorating.
Right.
Like I get a little like antsy. I'm like, okay, well then come on, like let's go. Like,
but you know, one day like little girls, little boys, whatever, are going to hear your music and be like, wow, like I want to sing because
when
I heard.
When that day comes,
you know, and then even now, because there's so many different people listening to your music, somebody out there is gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna start. She kind of has my sound. I'm gonna start. Or she kind of has my look. I'm gonna start. So you know, you are still technically kind of paving the way.
It's such an honor, like for real, because I remember being in that position. I would do that with Tamia and Nivea and
right,
yeah, you know, all of them. I'd be like, oh my god, I just can't wait. I like, you know, listen to their songs just with a little Walkman, like just laying in the dark, like, oh my gosh, like, so for me to be able to do that to somebody else, like, that is like the ultimate honor. So it's the ultimate honor.
If you had to tell somebody that's just starting their career or their path to becoming an artist, what would be the first thing you would tell them? If I came up to you and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to become an artist, I want to sing, where do I start? What should I do?
Well, if they want to do it the way that I did, like I write my music, so I would say start with writing. Start with like getting in tune with the things that you want to talk about. And getting in tune with what do you want to reach the people with? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That would be probably the first thing for me. Like, what is your message? Who are you trying to be in this situation?
Right. Yeah. Right. So
that would be the biggest.
So we answered your questions on Instagram, everybody. But my final question that I think I would love to know is, where do you see yourself, or where do you want to be in a year? And then where do you want to be in 5 years?
I want to be played in rotation. Like I'm like
on the radio.
Yes.
Right.
I'm trying to be in I'm trying to get that. Like I'm trying to be like, when I turn it on, and I'll be like, okay, I want to be with the greats right now. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like I have the potential to do that, and I want to get there. So in a year, I want Cheesecake 2. I want that to be on the radio, and not just one song. I'm talking about 4 or 5 of them, like 5, 6, all 10. You know what I mean?
But we thank you
for
coming out. Like, I finally got you in Cincy Underground. I finally got you
this
here.
This is amazing.
So thank you. Where can they follow you? Where can they find everything? Because they got to know.
All the music, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, Tidal, everywhere. The music is everywhere. Social media. You can find me on Facebook, Jazmyn Alexis, Jazmyn Alexis. That's also on Instagram. Instagram is probably the biggest for me, just because I'm on that like 24/7. So if y'all want to reach me, go on Instagram, Jazmyn Alexis.
Okay, y'all heard it here. CincyUnderground.com, Monday Madness. Thank you, Jazmyn.
Yes, thank you, Baldie Babe.